I'd like to welcome you to our February South Range Board of Education meeting. I'd like to start by calling this meeting to order. Mr. Muir, if you can call the roll, please.
Tyler Bates. Here. Jack Dawson. Present. Elizabeth Johnson.
Here.
Terry Loud.
Here.
Brian Bagwell.
I am here. First, we are going to observe a moment of silence followed by the pledge. So if you would just, anything that's on your minds or hearts this evening, we're going to take a couple minutes and then we'll stand for the pledge. Thank you. Stand for the pledge now.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item is the agenda approval. Were there any changes or things that need adjusted? If there's none, we just need a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
I'll move.
We've got Elizabeth and then Tyler seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. And the first item, we'll send over to Dr. Zapolnik for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Bagwell. Yeah, first, I'd like to welcome representatives from the Mahoney County Prosecutor's Office, as well as representative from Compass Family and Community Services, who they're going to honor 2 students who worked with them this year.
Thank you, Superintendent, board members. My name is Karen Markulin. I'm an assistant prosecutor with the Mahoney County Prosecutor's Office. Prosecutor Gina DeGenova couldn't make it tonight, but she wanted us to recognize 2 students, Selena and Quincy. Please come up. Selena De Jesus, Quincy Bailey. These 2 young ladies were instrumental in the domestic violence drive that we conducted for the benefit of Compass. And I suppose I should have introduced Joe Caruso with Compass, and Bella Caruso Paris is our Director of Communications of the Prosecutor's Office. Joe, did you want to say a couple of words?
I'd love to.
Okay.
First of all, Karen and I graduated together, and she's aged far better than I have.
But I've bossed him around for years.
She's bossed me around for years, and she's the only person, except, well, there's a few at the prosecutor's office that still call me Joey.
I try not to do that.
It's always good.
Seem more professional.
Board member, superintendent, treasurer, and ladies, I want to thank you very much. Compass Family and Community Services has been around since 1908. We provide the domestic violence shelter, Sojourner House Domestic Violence Shelter here in Mahoney County. And I want to say on behalf of Compass and our Sojourner House Domestic Violence Shelter, I want to thank you ladies for truly enriching the lives of others. I just spoke at Phi Kappa Phi meeting down at Youngstown State University, and we're talking to students about, and graduates about paying it forward. And you guys are doing it right now. And so we have a certificate and some gift cards for you from the Mahoney County Prosecutor's Office and from Compass. So thank you very much for what you did for our survivors of domestic violence. It means over 2,000 items. So it's absolutely phenomenal. And again, Prosecutor DeGenova, I wish she was able to be here tonight, but she has another engagement. And she is very grateful for, and we are very grateful for what you have done. So thank you very much.
And the prior 2 years, was it Mackenzie Gall? Did a wonderful job. And when Prosecutor DeGenova said, hey, she graduated, what do you think's going to happen? I don't know. I'm like, please don't let it be Maya Merkulin. But she said, no, it's Quincy Bailey and Selena De Jesus. I said, rest assured, you're good. And it was better than good. So thank you so much from the Prosecutor's Office and Compass. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, continue with the celebration of students. We have representatives from the elementary school celebrating our Raider profile. Principal Matus, come on up.
Steve Matus, elementary principal, and just like to welcome all of our families and all of our students here tonight, and thank you to all of our teachers for being here to really celebrate all of our youngest Raiders who really demonstrate outstanding leadership, showing the Raider way every day and what it means in our elementary to be a South Range Raider, and what our elementary teachers came up with this year of what it means to show the Raider way and to be a leader in our building. And I'm very happy that our teachers are here tonight, that they can come up and they can talk about the students in their class that they nominated that represent being a Raider. So first, if I could have Mrs. Massey please come up. Mrs. Massey nominated Rowan Miller. So Rowan, if you could please come on up and join us up front here with Mrs. Massey, and Mrs. Maynard, if you could come on over. Rowan, if you want to stand there, we have a little something for you. Turn around.
Okay. Hi, I would like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about Rowan Miller. She is a bubbly, energetic 5-year-old that puts her whole heart into whatever she does. Her energy, smile, and Raider pride are contagious. Rowan entered kindergarten excited and ready to learn. She continues to approach learning and her daily tasks with excitement and enthusiasm. She truly cares and loves her classmates and teachers at South Range. She has great Raider pride and loves to show it. She plays hard and works hard to get any job done in class. If she finishes a task early, she is willing to help other students in the class. She truly fits our school motto of get better every day. Rowan never misses an opportunity to dress up for Spirit Days and incorporate her excellent sense of fashion while doing it. Rowan is a positive role model in our class and loves to earn jewels for Glow Choices. She loves to show leadership qualities and earn behavior buddies and accessories for her desk pet. I am proud to nominate and recognize Rowan Miller. Way to go, Rowan. Keep on spreading joy and love while shining bright.
Where would you? Yeah, if you could just come. All right, next up from first grade, we have Sarah McMurray. Sarah, if you come join me. Sarah is from Mrs. Cardinal's class, and Mrs. Cardinal could not be with us tonight. She is pretty sick at home, so no, it's okay with you. Can I read what Mrs. Cardinal wrote for you? All right. So Mrs. Cardinal wrote, Sarah is the epitome of a great leader. Even though she is quiet, she exemplifies many characteristics of a remarkable Raider. Many students are drawn to Sarah's kindness and respect for others. See, she is an extremely dedicated rule follower. Sarah has exceptional listening skills and follows every single direction the first time given. Sarah is a very thoughtful young lady who often asks if she can help other students throughout our day. Sarah is very dependable and tremendously responsible, regardless of the task. Due to her internal drive, Sarah is an extremely hard worker, efficient, and the first to complete a task. Congratulations, Sarah, on setting an outstanding example for your peers. You embody a Raider leader. All right, next, from second grade, if I could have Mrs. Les come join us. And we are going to celebrate Kaylina Gorchak.
So this is Kaylina, and she fits the Raider profile by having a growth mindset of perseverance, compassion, and grit. She takes any challenge by staying positive with a smile on her face. Every day she comes to school excited and ready to learn. Not only does she encourage her fellow classmates, but she also takes it to another level by reassuring her teacher with a thumbs up. Kaylina excels academically because of her drive and determination to do well in school, and she remains humble through it all.
And next in third grade, Mrs. Armbrecht and Mrs. Stark, come on up. And if we could have Evelyn Wells, please join us.
This is Evelyn Wells. She is the true definition of a leader in our classroom. She takes pride in all of her work and is a cautious learner in all that she does. Evelyn is always willing to learn from her mistakes that she may make academically. In the classroom, she is helping others and is aware of what she needs to be done. Evelyn thinks of others before herself while at school. She respects her peers and teachers, as well as being beyond kind to everyone she is around. Evelyn shows compassion and grit each day and perseverance when a challenge presents itself. She will continue to thrive in her upcoming years at South Range Local Schools, and we are excited to see what her future holds. Evelyn Wells is the true definition of a Raider.
We have two fourth grade students tonight. Since we were at Camp Fitch back in October, we couldn't represent one of our fourth graders, so we have two tonight. We'll start first with Mrs. Beck and Miss Keenan. So if we could have Colton Albert come join us.
This is Colton. Colton definitely exemplifies the Raider way. He is a quiet leader in the classroom, always setting an example for the classmates. He comes to school prepared each day to try his hardest and learn new things. If something is challenging for Colton, he doesn't give up. He uses strategies to make himself better every day. When Colton excels at something, he shares his ideas in a humble and helpful way. He is an exceptional classmate, encouraging others to be good past leaders by his example. Colton is so kind-hearted and helpful to everyone. Colton does the right thing when nobody's watching. It's just who he is. Colton is such a well-rounded boy, giving his all to both school and the sports he loves. He is without a doubt a team player. We are so proud to be his teachers, and we feel Colton emulates all the qualities to earn the Raider Profile Award. Congratulations.
And Mrs. Bizdak and Mrs. Wingler, come on up. And Viviana Mitchell, come join us. Go.
Viviana has embodied the Raider way since the first time we had met her. She came to us with a smile on her face and a positive attitude that was full of optimism, honesty, dependability, and compassion. We chose our candidate for the Raider Profile by selecting a student who demonstrates a strong work ethic, self-control, leadership, and respect. Viviana goes the extra mile to be kind to everyone and is always willing to help in any way that she can. Academics are another area where Viviana shines. She is always organized, proactive, and engaged. When faced with challenges, Viviana displays grit and determination. Viviana's fun-loving personality is contagious and makes our classroom a better place to be. In summary, Viviana embodies the Raider way each and every day.
One more round of applause for all of our Raiders. All right, so at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to have the students first. The students and the board will go here in front of the backdrop, and then we'll get the board out of there, and we'll go teachers with the kids. And parents, this is your opportunity to take pictures of the backdrop. Prosecutor's office as well with your students as well, okay? So, students first. Board, we can go here And boys and girls, you want to get in front of?
us to take your stuff or not?
Yeah, please, thank you. You guys want to go? The kids are going to get in front of us. Okay, keep sneak around you all the way. Dean, you got a good picture. All right. All right, let me get one as well. Next, we're gonna get the board out of there. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, board out, teachers in. One, two, three, cheese. Get out of your way. All right, parents, feel free, any individual kids, or you want to, family members, or just with the teacher, whatever you guys want to do. The floor is yours.
Do you want one incense? Do you want it back here?
wanted to say at the end of my speech that Colton is also my IT guy. That's why I don't have to bother you all year. Have you noticed? I hardly ever bother you. I have the best IT guy.
All right, at this time, feel free to stay. But we got a meeting to run. So
They could have
if you have better things to do and you would want to head out, it's a great time in Exit. So, thank you. Awesome job. Awesome job. Good job. Thank you. No, you're good, man. You're good. Congrats. Go get dinner. All right? Take care. God bless. Thank you. Appreciate it. God bless. Thanks for sharing.
These are from a while ago. These were like his first.
So I wrote you two down.
You need to say.
Anything from you guys. I'll work. Just say it.
You're right. You just.
Thank you, Mr. Zaponik. This is wonderful.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
And so it's sealed it. So it's sealed it. I love
If you can be on the call. If not,
That's fine. She's like, I will. She's like, I will.
yeah, you know what I should respond to? I'll respond back to that email again.
2 minutes,
by the way.
2 minutes.
On the 7th.
Brenda, Jerry says you'll
I'll do that tomorrow.
2 minutes.
I told him what you It wasn't a day.
Save it for that night horse.
Liz, that will be a donation.
No, you get a horse.
Yeah, I know, I know. But I know.
Oh, yeah, it'll be for free.
For sure.
Okay. Well, cleared out the house, but we'll go ahead for those left and do public participation for agenda items. If any of the 4 of you or 5 of you would like to speak. If there's nothing, we will move on to communications.
Yeah, first I want to share a special thanks to Amy, Carrie, and Paula in our board office. The team is just dedicated to getting better every day. They perform many unnoticed tasks, from helping with organization, with meetings, to assisting with the items for our monthly board meetings, such as the t-shirts and board agenda items, and just assisting with payroll and paperwork. We have a really good team, and I just want to give a special shout out to them. Next, congratulations to Brenda Hammond and her bus garage crew. This week, all buses that were inspected passed. This is a huge accomplishment, especially with the recent retirement of longtime bus mechanic Jim Terry, and our plan to use existing staff and their strengths to kind of replace Jim, and it's going extremely well. So very happy about that. Also, the South Range Local School District Gifted Program has been revised to now include second grade with both identification and services, providing more opportunities for students to be identified for gifted. Then I'm sharing information that the classified staff and administration have agreed about Tier 3 drivers not needing insurance if they receive 25 hours a week. So in the agreement that was signed, if they hit that certain hours, they were supposed to get certain benefits. And we have some drivers that are driving because students need the transportation, but they turned down some of those benefits. So we had to do an MOU for that. We worked with them, great collaboration with them on that. Regarding our career technical education being provided to our students in the next 3 years, I just want to remind the board it's a 3-year plan. We're excited about it. But special shout out to Mr. Rowan and Mr. Zolik for their dedication to this 3-year plan. Principal Rowan is leading with the implementation of building trades. I talked to the instructor today who is very excited, pages upon pages of tools and materials, putting that together. Principal Zolik is leading the implementation of pre-apprenticeship for drones and career-based intervention in the middle grades. They are projecting 400,000 jobs in the region for drones alone. And I just want to remind the board that we're implementing this over the next 3 years. I say that the third time now because I have to remind myself, because talking to Principal Zolik and others in the district, staff members, it's exciting and it's fun, and we're definitely enhancing our education here. We are looking for a small business to partner with our middle school CBI program with possible donations or supplies, but really looking for partnerships with middle school kids, teaching them like how to interview, small items, building smaller items, landscaping, just any small business and any of those soft skills. This career-based intervention program for middle students are students that are financially, economically, or academically disadvantaged. And we're trying to put our wraparound supports to help them get to the high school. More students than we wrap our arms around can stay in the district and not go to other maybe neighboring programs. So overall, in the next 3 years, high school having building trades, middle school has up to 4 pathways now with Spanish 1 in 8th grade, an entrepreneurial pathway in which drones, 3D printing, working with Young Entrepreneurs of America, CBI, and then their next year, building and trades will have the first cohort of kids, which will be 8th grade. So very excited about some of the small activities that they will be doing. Last, regarding the solar eclipse, the current plan is to operate as is. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions and some of the updates that I've been providing you every weekend. Now, Caitlin Pierce is here with some updates on food service.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to update you all before I go on maternity leave in 2 months or so. But everything's going super well in the cafeteria. We have a lot of exciting events happening. Next week is National School Breakfast Week, as well as our Canfield Fair Week, 6 months to the fair. Also, this past month we had our state review with Ohio, and that's usually every 5 years, but it was 7 years this year. And we passed with flying colors and everything looked great. The state just comes in and makes sure we are meeting all the paperwork requirements, as well as students are being charged for appropriately for reimbursable meals. So we did great there, and that's it. Thank you.
We have a bag.
Oh yes, and you have a bag, and inside your bag, there's just one of the items in there is just one of the smart snacks we have. It's a graham cracker, and then there is a magazine from Nutrition Group that just says kind of some of the things going around in the district.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And those are all of our updates. Communications.
Okay, thank you, everybody. So we will go ahead and move on to the consent agenda at this point. Following along, number 8A. The first item would be the minutes, to approve the minutes from January 10th, organizational and regular board meetings. So if there were any changes, now would be the time to discuss that. If not, I will hand it over to Mr. Nero for the treasurer report.
Yeah, you have to provide the monthly reports for January. A couple things I want to highlight: tax evasions started coming in last Friday. They'll come in every week up until the end of March, and depending on when we do the final settlement, either the end of March, beginning of April, we need our final settlement. This past year was a reappraisal for Mahoney County. I highlighted the forecast. I was basing projections based off historical data. Well, with the new reappraisal and the historical increases around the state, our effective millage went from 19.97 compared to 2004 to 16.9. So we are going to see additional revenue. I'm going to take that information as I'm working on the forecast in the coming months and update the forecast with it. So with that information, do you guys have any questions on anything?
Okay, letter C on the personnel.
Yeah, motion to approve the following classified hires for this school year after they receive licenses and background checks. Kai Toulis, lead mechanic, effective February 29th at lead custodian rate. Richard Fitch, custodian, effective March 11th, step 3 of custodian rate. James West, sub bus driver at $16 an hour. And Elizabeth Byroshak, itinerant instructional aide in the elementary building, effective March 4th at $11 an hour. Moving on with new hires, motion to approve the following certified hires. Katie McConaughey moved to full-time employment January 30th. It's her 61st day of work. So she'll be placed on step 0 with 0 mods. And Lori McEwen as well with step 0 and with no mods. And that was on February 21st. Motion to approve the following individuals as volunteers. Jonathan Seaschultz for wrestling and Terry Kenny for boys track. Moving on to supplementals, motion to approve the following supplemental hires. And this is at the high school: Christopher Scandy, baseball at 3.5. David Rock, assistant track at 10%. Lauren Pavlansky, assistant softball. And John Grist, assistant baseball. He's splitting that stipend with Christopher Scandy. In the middle school, we have Danielle and Lisa for track. Moving on with item G, approve the following ticket takers, and that is Macy Slavak to be approved as athletic worker. Looking at item H, support staff hires for the high school show choir. The band, the boosters, are going to make a donation to us, and then we will pay Nicole Freifogel for choreographer. March 4th through April 15th at 10 hours a week. Moving on with Title I, motion to approve the yearly review of the Title I federal programming, and Title I this year is in elementary up into the middle, providing targeted support to students identified. And that policy is in the shared drive. Next, motion to renew our membership with the Ohio High School Athletic Association for interscholastic sports at South Range middle and high schools for next school year, 24-25 school year. Continuing, motion to approve the following CCP MOUs between us and Youngstown State and Kent State. And that's all I had.
Okay, any questions on the consent agenda items?
Anticipated how many weeks for choreography? Or is it just one?
That is from March 4th until April 15th, so
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, anything else? If there's nothing else, we just need a motion to approve those items.
I'll move.
Terry moves.
Second.
Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And those consent agenda items carried. And now we are on to the regular agenda, number 9. And we will pass over to Mr. Nero.
Yeah, first motion, now that we have some new board members, so every couple years, we need to get recertified in public records training. So that's just a motion to allow me to attend the training on your guys' behalf. So during your audit, when you ask for it, you can apply. Those trainings are also available online, at the Attorney General's office, if you guys are ever interested in seeing them, so.
designated custodian of records for the district, right?
Yeah, currently, yeah. But this is still on behalf, there's still where we have to be, show that we can get one copy of the training as
Right.
well, so.
So a motion to approve that item?
I'll move.
Second.
Jack moves, Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Number B, Mr. Hero?
Yeah, the junior class, or the senior class handles the concession stand for basketball, so I think they got help from other groups. So with that deposit of concession, they wanted to help distribute those funds to those programs. And the dollar amounts was split up about 3 ways, so $213 for each of those organizations.
Okay, so a motion to move that money from those accounts?
I'll move.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry, Terry moves, Jack seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. And on to the inventory removal.
Yeah, there's just some obsolete books, I want to get removed in high school, so the list was provided, they're just no longer in use. I think it was pre-calculus, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve removal of those 63 textbooks.
I'll move.
Second.
Elizabeth moves, Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Approval of the receipt.
Yeah, during some of the student activities where they go out of town, sometimes they have like almost concession stands where they don't give official receipts. So ahead of time, the auditors would like us to give prior board approval up to a certain dollar amount, and then they'll get something in writing from the concession stand or something like that to show proof that what they ordered. So that'll be more kind of like pre-approval before handwritten receipts come in for those items.
That's capped at that $105 amount.
Yeah.
So a motion to approve, to do the approval for this prepayment for the $105, up to $105.
I'll move.
Tyler moves,
I'll second.
Carrie seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. And on to the superintendent regular agenda.
So this is, last month we talked about the constraints of the calendar for next school year, and this is, you had plenty of time, and public had opportunity to call and get input on the calendar. So this is now adopting next year's school calendar with the total number of hours, length of the school day, beginning August 19th and ending May 29th.
So a motion to approve that 24-25 calendar.
I'll move.
Terry moves, Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries.
Yeah, next is our February Business Advisory Council meeting. Just the minutes of going and hearing how industry in the valley and schools have an opportunity to work.
Motion to approve those minutes. Jack moves. Second.
I'll second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. The open enrollment resolution.
Yeah, so every year we have to approve our open enrollment process, the resolution allowing us to take in open enrollment. So pending our approval tomorrow on the website, dates and information is all communicated, and we will officially open it for current students that are open enroll. We'll get a packet starting tomorrow, and then there's going to be a time frame communicated and so forth.
So that could all be found on the website.
Yeah. And special shout out to Paul Malinky and the principals. We all met several times to really go through this process and enhance the current process.
Yeah.
One thing, I have a question, Dennis. So what's the difference time frame from current open enrollment students to the time frame that, it would be open for other open enrollment students, new open enrollment?
Yeah, so the current open enrollment students tomorrow, they're gonna get the pack, like they'll get information, and then they have, I think it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so to then get that in. And then in 2 or 3 weeks, that's when, I believe 15th, 18th, 15th, I can't remember, but there's a day that, if those that are interested in open enrollment, they'll be able to come in person and, get in line and go through the process with Paula, myself, and Amy and others in the board office.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
I kind of have a general question about this, kind of looking more on contingency side of things. Obviously, the environment now is probably more hospitable or suitable for this. Has there been any discussion for contingency plans if the environment would ever change and how this could potentially be phased in or out?
Yeah, so we've spent many hours collaborating with local and state level leadership, and with how funding has changed, we need to continue where we are. If we take too many students in, the state funding will get cut, and if we were to ever consider stopping open enrollment, the amount of money we would lose, because it's about 29% of our district's open enrollment, so.
Right, I understand that the point is that right now the environment is suitable for it.
Correct.
My question is there a contingency plan if the environment were to titrate the other direction?
Yeah, well, in that case, the state, yes, there is a contingency plan, and that would depend on the funding formula and how much we would be allocated, because that's all factored in now.
Okay.
So depending on, let's say funding went from 4,000, which we're currently getting, down to 3,000, we would have to factor that in with how many kids we could possibly take in. And if it were to go the other way, then we would have to have that conversation of this grade level. So there are groups in Ohio, from principals up to superintendents, meeting with the Fair Funding Act, with the phase-in, but a lot of it is, it changed the funding formula with open enrollment, really changed the game of open enrollment, and it's difficult, almost like the 5-year forecast, to have a definite yes or no until we're almost gonna react to the law, like react to certain funding that occurs.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, kind of. It was more about having a plan for moving forward with those families who are already in place, or, if things were to swing the other way, rather than having a strict cutoff or no-go, to just have a plan en route if that were to be applied.
Yeah, we
I just
can look
wasn't sure if that discussion had ever happened yet. 'Cause
Yeah.
it seems like what you just described, based off legislation or policy or Congress, this is very fluid.
Correct.
So that was the question.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? With that, we just need a motion to approve the open enrollment resolution.
I'll move.
Elizabeth moves,
I'll second.
Terry seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. On to the curriculum guide.
Yeah, this is an annual approval of the high school curriculum booklet that the team works on to assist in really support those that are going to be South Range High School students next year.
Motion to approve the 24-25 curriculum guide.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay, we have Jack with the motion, and then Tyler with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Board policy adoption.
So these are all first reads. Last board meeting, I believe, Mr. Bagwell asked me to show the changes. So in the shared drive, I actually showed the track changes of the policy. And as you go through, you'll be able to see it's a lot of language. It's a lot of cleaning up the old policies to the new policy. There's certain local options that we chose, working with Director Pagnotta and so forth. A lot of this is technology. And then really pivoting towards cybersecurity and some of those aspects. I know Dean and I have been collaborating on what is our cybersecurity stack, and on some of the grants that we're pursuing, those could be dollars that we'll use to possibly, with grant dollars, to go after some cybersecurity pieces. Dean, do you want to add any on to any of those policies that you updated?
Just to reiterate that, I mean, it's important enough that our data centers are really heavily involved, as well as the county office, and a lot of the steps we're moving forward in the future, whether it be stacking on with several layers of security and possibly outsourcing, there is the need there, and the threat is out there. So we just want to be diligent and do the best we can.
motion for the first read? I'm sorry, this.
Yeah, first read.
Yeah, this is the first read. Terry moves.
I'll second.
Tyler seconds. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. A couple overnight trips.
First is speech and debate tomorrow through Saturday. It is their big competition. The team's going to stay there lodging outside of Worcester, and parents are chaperoning, and the funding source is student fundraising.
Okay, motion to approve that trip. Jack moves.
Second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries.
And next is the class of 2025, November 24th through 26th of 2024, so next November. Those students missed out on going to DC because of COVID, so Mrs. Berkey is taking a group, and there are some of the details. This funding source is student fundraising out of pocket.
Okay, motion for the Washington DC trip. Tyler moves.
Second.
Jack seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. 23-24 gifted procedures.
Yeah, this is just the policy that I talked about. Every year, the board has to approve the policy and any of the changes. A lot of it were the dates, and also this year with second grade being identified per law. So we have a policy. This is more of the plan, the program that we create locally. Our policy isn't changing, but our plan, our program did. So this is just the board approving the program. We're not changing any policy.
Okay, a motion to approve that program.
I'll move.
Terry moves.
Second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. The farm lease with Less and Less Farms.
Yeah, it's exactly that. For the last several years, the board has created a resolution for Les Farms for the land next to the stadium, right next to Little Raider Field.
Okay, a motion to approve that lease. Tyler moves.
Second.
Jack seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. The Johnson Controls Service Agreement.
Yeah, this is for fire protection.
That is, I think what I was reading, it was like the routine maintenance and scheduled tests that we're required to do.
Yep.
So we need a motion to approve the Johnson Controls Group. Jack moves.
I'll second.
Terry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. E-rate hardware quote.
Yeah, this is the agreement with Access for network electronics management, network support and/or maintenance services for the next fiscal year. Did I say that all right, Dean?
Yeah, correct. This is again, building on what we have. We get the federal dollars, we get 60% back on every dollar we spend. So we get new equipment put in that updates our firmware. Again, going back to the cybersecurity piece, it keeps us more secure and allows us to update our wireless network.
Thank you.
Motion for the E-rate hardware quote. Tyler moves.
Second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Want to talk about the KO Consulting?
Yeah, so this is with gracious support of local supporters, and just phenomenal support we have in the community. We are able to work with a consultant to go after a lot of grants. So the board, this agreement, this resolution is us doing a purchase service with this consultant to go after grant dollars to utilize safety, security, technology, the career technical education grant. There are several grants, even possibly an apple orchard, which I'm excited about, apple orchard. But this resolution will allow us to work with KO Consulting out of Youngstown, very successful consultant, and just a special shout out to the community for working with us to support
this resolution. And just to reiterate, that's nothing, no expense to the district and nothing but upside for the district, so really appreciate the support and help securing that. So we need a motion to approve the KO Consulting.
I'll move.
Tyler moves.
I'll second.
Terry seconds. All in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And with that, that would take us to the public participation for non-agenda items. If there is nothing, we will just discuss our next meeting, Wednesday, March 20th. Are there any conflicts? That sounds good to everybody. We will be back here Wednesday, March 20th at 6 p.m. And with that, we're going to enter executive session. We need a motion to enter executive session for the consideration of the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee, and for preparing for conducting or reviewing negotiations with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. I'll just say there's not going to be any action taken after we come back from executive, so you're welcome to stay. If you'd like to leave, that would be your time to exit. So we would need a motion to enter executive.
I'll move.
Elizabeth moves.
I'll second.
Terry seconds. And Mr. Nero, if you could call the roll, please.
Elizabeth Johnson.
Yes.
Terry Lally.
Yes.
Tyler Bates.
Yes.
Jack Dawson.
Yes.
Brian Bagwell.
Yes. The board enters executive at 6:52 p.m. And thank you for coming.